Hey everybody, it's Mike over here in Growtopia, and one thing I do want to show you guys, I got a cool sweatshirt, very provocative. I like my sweatshirts being provocative and also meaningful too. So anyway, the pepper plants are still doing phenomenal after bringing them inside. No more eating random peppers that might look hot. Apparently, I guess the younger they are, the hotter they are, I'm guessing. So none of them at all are actually having issues. A lot of them actually started getting flowers. None of them are getting shriveled up. None of them are wrinkling. A lot of them actually have a lot of new growth on them. But I do the growth checking once a week, and I measure it and see if it changes at all, just out of curiosity. But I don't log it on the book because I'm not worried about it at the moment. But I'm going to go over a couple things, and then we're going to see what has new growth, add it to the log, and we're going to go on through there. So one of the things that I have absolutely zero luck with currently is the tomato slicing. Now, I don't know if it was something that I did, or if it was just, I mean, obviously it's something I did, or it's just maybe not the right cut, but I'll show you what I'm talking about, is this right here. So a while back I sliced this to try to propagate it by putting it in water, the stems, and supposedly it grows. So obviously that didn't work out, and there's absolutely no roots at all coming off of it. I saw little hairs, but the hairs haven't changed their size, so I don't need that to collect, not collect, but to bring in bugs and shit like that. So I'm getting rid of that. So let's start off with our first tray. What I like to do is do a little nice checking to see what's going on. As everybody like to say, what's growing on, right? And we actually have some activity in here. So as you guys can see, we got some activity in here. And I'm actually just going to go down the line and mark it in the book. And I'm actually seeing some stuff I'm really actually happy with. So on the left side, I got the oreganos. I don't know if you guys can almost see them. They're very, very hard to see. See if I can tilt this back so you guys can see. See the little greeny guys? So that's good. I got some sprouts of oregano, which I've had so much trouble this year trying to grow oregano. Now, of course, it wants to grow, right? I got 3 pods of thyme that have all sprouted. I got these 3 pods here, or broccoli. I know on the back it says butter, but that's because I'm reusing an old tag. I got 3 pods of dragon tongue bean. Nothing's happened with them. Now, don't always give up on your dragon tongue beans, because for some weird reason, they will either germinate like wildfire, or it takes them like 2 to 3 weeks to germinate. Don't know why. All planted at the right depth, the watering, the heat, the grow lights, etc., etc., etc. They're just funky that way. And all of a sudden, like, you know, I'll come in there and the thing will be like 4 inches tall out of the, I'm like, what the hell happened here? So now that I'm keeping a log, you know, I used to check on everything about once a week to see if it needed water, if the vents needed to be open or closed, and so on and so forth. Now I check them every day because I'm keeping a log. But what I do have over here, things would scooty over. Keep doing that. Is I'm going to brush a little dirt off of it. But what we have right here is one of the Taylor beans. You can see it sticking out. So out of all of these, that's the only thing I got sticking out of the ground so far. So for germination date, we're going to go down the line here. Oregano Italian. There was 3 of them that were planted. So I have a germination date. Today is the 9th. So it's 10, 9, 24, and all 3 sprouted. And I planted them on 10/6. So this is a good thing to keep track of for yourself. This is why I said this is always something that you really, really want to keep track of. And then it's 13 to 90 days is estimated harvest date, and then I'll do the estimated date after the fact, because it's basically, I'm looking at 13, I think 14 is like when you get like a little bit of it, and then 90 days is when it's at its full harvest. Time as well, the germination date. Why is there? Okay. Germination date is also 10/9/24, and I got 3 of them sprouted, which is great. Next thing down I got is my broccoli. It's also 10/9/24, and that's a full set of 3 that sprouted. Dragon tongue, nothing. I'm not going to put an entry in, but for Taylor, which looks just like the dragon tongue bean, but it's red, almost basically as red as this. I got 1 out of the 3, so I'm just going to put 10/9/24, and I'm just going to put in parentheses 1. Then when the next ones sprout, I'll just go down the line and so on and so forth. So that's the first tray right there. They got plenty of water, so I don't have to worry about anything. There's a little residual water in the lid. Okay. Put the lid back on. And actually I have 1 vent open and 1 vent closed. It keeps a nice humidity inside of here. On our next tray of many things, Alright, so starting off, the first thing I got going on over here is I'm growing different stuff for my cats. So there's oat grass, there's wheat grass, there's oat grass, there's barley, and then there's catnip itself. So far, if you guys are looking here, this row here, so the way this is laid out in here is, I'm going to say goofy because it is kind of goofy. But I got radishes here. Right, so I got 2 radishes here that are French breakfast, that are leftovers from a previous amount. Sorry, you guys can see that. The corner here is 2 French breakfasts that never took off, so I just left them in here to see if they do anything. And then eventually, once I get to a point of where either everything is sprouted or nothing is sprouted, then they go on the trays that are off to the side and they sit out of the tray with a tag, and then in case they do sprout, I'll grab them back and then water them and try to revive them. And I've done that before with tomato plants. Just for some weird reason, the seeds take forever. I also did that with a dragon tongue bean. I had a pod with a dragon tongue bean in it that didn't sprout. It sat around for literally a month. I stuck it on the shelf over there with the rest of the pods to be reused again. It still had the tag with it and stuff. Took the pod, put it in warm water, right? Put a hole in it, put some tomato seeds in it, and then stuck it on the shelf to grow. All of a sudden, I see the tomato leaves, and then I got this long, skinny, viney thing coming. I'm like, what the hell is this? I still had the tag with the bag. And I'm like, no way. So I planted it together. I have a tomato plant with a dragon tongue growing like right next to the stem of it, and they're fine. The dragon tongue right up the tomato. It's funny. So down here, I got sweet oat, and sweet oat. So basically what you could do with these grasses is that they grow to a certain height. I think it's like 3 to 4 inches height, and they grow pretty quick once they start because they are a grass. They grow like a grass. So what I could do then is, after we'll see how far they really start taking off, and then I'm going to do is put them in a planter that's safe, and I'm going to put them where my cats eat their food, and then they can eat what they want from it. And it's completely safe. Everything is safe, so it's nothing I have to worry about. So let's see, lettuces, the radishes. Yeah, I mean, out of the 6 radishes, I had 3 of them on 10/6. It's 10/9, still nothing. I'm not writing anything down. Those guys were all good. Let's see, sweet oak. Here we go. So sweet oat, sweet oat. 10/9/24, and there is 1, 2, 3. So all 3 of them have sprouted. The barley, which is here, so there's 1 barley here, and then there's 1 barley here and 1 barley here, so I got all 3 barleys as well. The catnip, which is here, here, and here, and here, right, because I got 4 catnips. I see 1 little sprout, maybe. Yeah, I see a little sprout. I'm going to give that a little bit longer, just because it might sprout and then die. I don't want to put it into the book. Same thing that goes over here for like the dill. There's really not much going on with the dill. I do see a little bit of something coming out, but I'm gonna wait just to make sure that it's not something else. Even though I know that that kind of throws off the system of stuff, it just kind of, it could be literally anything that was in that bag previous, because these are all reused bags. So I could literally be having the same situation where I think it's a dill, but it's really like a sunflower, or it's just something else in general. I'm like looking for what I do with the cover. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Okay, so let's put that guy back. I call this the problem child tray because for some reason I got like 2 tags that just don't want to behave. Okay. Stay. Alright, so this actually was the first tray I actually should have took off because I would have went down the list better. But nevertheless, let's see, nothing. There's a little something coming out of here. Yeah, let's say that's a sprout. That's a sprout. That's coming out of there, and that's sprouted. Nothing, and nothing. Alright, so the spinach, which can take a while as well, so you don't always want to give up on it. I have nothing from the spinach. The kale was done already. The red lettuce was done already. Now the butter lettuce is what we're looking at now. And the butter lettuce is only one that sprouted. 10, 9, 24. 1 out of the 3, and I planted that on October 1st. So you could see how long from October 1st to now that took for some weird reason. The turnips, I got one of the turnips sprouted. Yeah. -1-29. 10-9. One of them. 4. Rosemary, I put that in the sun house. I don't think I saw that sprout at all. The cabbage, same thing. Sweet oak and barley. Catnip didn't do anything. Dill, I'm still on the fence with. Thyme did. Broccoli did. Dragon tongue, no. Taylor, yes. Brussels sprout, Long Island. That's got to be on another tray. Same with the cauliflower, the kohlrabi, and the pumpkin as well. Swiss chards. Where are you guys located? You guys actually might be even further back. No? Not at all. Oh yeah, here we are. I looked right over them. Swiss chard, I have, out of the 6 of them, only 3 had sprouted on 10/2 of 24. And then I moved them into the greenhouse at 10/6 of 24. And Swiss chard, I got 2 out of the 3. 10, 9, 24. And I'll move those guys this weekend. Alrighty. That's done. Time to move on. Just gotta stick the thermometer back in there, which is always exciting to do. Here, thermometer, there you go. Slippery little double. Alright. Oops. I'll get you out of the hole first. Alright. Alright, this one's nice. This one's got a lot of greeniness in it. I'm liking this one already. Okay, what do we got in here? Well, we got the Brussels sprouts, freaking awesome, all three. We got the cauliflower, all three. We got the kohlrabi, all three. And the 6 pumpkins, absolutely nothing going on. So, cool. It's weird how I'm like losing my mind here. So I wrote them down. Okay, so radishes, turnips, rosemary, cabbage, golden pecker. Did I stick them inside? Oh, that's cabbage. Never mind. Here we go. Okay, Brussels sprout, Long Island. That's pretty quick. That was 10/6 of 24, and it's 10/9 of 24, and all three have sprouted, and those have a lot of seeds in it, so that's going to be nice to put them in different spots. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a Brussels sprout, but it's a massive plant, so I'm not the kind of person who's just going to snip them all off and just have one left. I'm just literally going to take the bag, break it open carefully, and just boom, 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 and have, you know, 8, 9, 10 plants growing, give or take. So all three have sprouted. The cauliflower snowballs, all three have sprouted. The kohlrabis, all three have sprouted as well. Pumpkins, nothing. Now what I do have, that's a little kind of offshoot experiment that is not at all logged into the book, is my tomatoes. Now what I did was I had a yellow plum tomato, and what I did was I literally, as you can see, one little tomato has stuck its head up. I had roughed up the soil, and a lot of these bags I could see another little guy down there. But I literally had a yellow plum tomato for dinner, really little small guy, and I literally took the tomato and I squeezed it. I roughed up the soil and I squeezed it over every bag, both halves of it. Dropped all the seeds inside, brushed it over with soil, and that's it. Done. And boom. And there's a little one down there. So you don't always have to go to the extreme and buy yourselves, you know, $500–600 worth of seeds. Once you get the seed, you just constantly keep collecting it and regrowing and constantly regrow and grow some more and grow. And you could always get anything under the sun, really. I buy these seed bags like this off of Amazon. I like these because it's seed type, the variety, the date it was collected, and the notes. The notes would be, you know, determinate, indeterminate, and basically like what color it is. I mean, if you put what seed type tomato in the variety, say yellow plum, obviously it's a yellow tomato. But, you know, is it a determinate? Is it indeterminate? It's an indeterminate tomato. So there's an example for that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you that little update of what we got going on over here in Growtopia. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more stuff to come that I'm still working on right now. I bought another book just for my tomatoes, my tomatoes seeds. So I got a book right now of all different kinds of tomatoes that are all separated by colors. Phone tried to get away this time. So that's really it. I got some other stuff that I'm going to discuss as time goes on when it comes to the end of the beds. Stuff that you guys can start doing when it gets to that time of year, how to prep and stuff. Prepping your beds for next seasons, the things that you want to do, want to look at, things that we learned, stuff that we did wrong, and so on and so forth. But constantly going to keep making videos because this is not a seasonal thing. You literally grow all year round. Even if it's just starting your seeds indoors and getting them ready for the beginning of the season. I'm already planning next season on when I want to start growing things, such as like when I want to start the seeds for the tomatoes, when I want to start any basil I need to. My basils and everything are doing good, and my tiny Tims that I've been playing with that are in my windowsill have some nice new growth on the tops of them, so that's really exciting. And the white stuff that's at the base of it is literally calcium and cinnamon mix that I have. Calcium from the eggshells that are grounded down, mixed with a little bit of cinnamon, and that's what I did in the beginning of this whole thing this year, and that just took off. And then I started listening to too many people saying trim this and cut that, do this and do that, and like things just like all of a sudden came to a stop. And then when I went back to the basics of what I started doing in the beginning of this season, everything just went poof. So that's like one of the biggest things when it comes down to certain plants. There is such a thing as over fertilizing, and I've done that and killed several plants that way, and where that's why a lot of those pods are that. So now when I go to use those pods, they sit in water for a while, and then I take them out and then I put them back in and dunk them and hope to remove the fertilizers that might be lingering in them, because you could actually put too much nitrogen into your soil, which will kill literally everything under the sun. It doesn't matter. There's no thing out there that loves 40-50% nitrogen. It 1, 2%, 3%, 6% at the most. But I learned really quickly not to listen to too many wackadoodles. But other than that, guys, like I said, like, subscribe. Definitely subscribe so you guys can see the new videos and stuff as they start coming out soon. The tomato book will definitely be coming out. Hi, Emmy. Will be coming out very shortly. Video, and what else? My sweet pepper is almost ready to pick, so I'll be picking that and eating that. And then I'll be constantly updating you guys with the pepper plants overwintering storage, doing it the complete opposite of what everybody else does that's out there on YouTube, where they hack them back and then they stick them in the closet. My plan is that once they got to the point of their lifespan in here, whenever that is, I'll definitely shoot that video of it. And I have a closet in this room that's a small closet that's dark, and it's the perfect place to put these pepper plants. So, but they're still growing. I mean, there's new flowers, there's new peppers forming. The peppers that are on there are getting bigger, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of good shit going on in here that I love getting out there and showing people and stuff, so you guys can do this yourself. And don't always think that oh, fall's here, it's October, we're done. No, you're not done. You're actually, I would say this time of year right now is probably going to be even busier, or almost as busy as the beginning of spring, because the end of winter is really when things start getting insane, because now you're preparing for spring, and now you got to start going, okay, this is what we got to do, this is what I got to try, this is what I got to do ahead of time. That gets really crazy. The end of the season, where it is now, it's not as nutty as that, but there is some nuttiness, because now you got to start preparing your soil for next season, and we're going to go over that video. We're going to do a video of that once I finally get one of my beds to finally, and then I can show you guys exactly what I'm going to do with that, because I made a few mistakes. I learned from somebody else I was watching that I was using the wrong kind of soil. I'll give you guys that one tidbit before I end this video. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you are doing a raised bed, and I've made the mistake myself, do not use topsoil. I did 2 beds with topsoil and cow manure. I figured with the cow manure, it's got the right amount of nutrients, and it's soft and it's mushy. And the topsoil is soil, right? It was cheap. It was $1.97 a bag for 2.5 pounds of soil. So I'm like, okay, well, I need X amount of bags. Well, the problem with that is that bed has carrots in it, and carrots like soft, loose soil. Well, I have yet to see what they look like yet. They are either grown or they're going to be deformed, looking like a deflated balloon. No idea what they look like yet. All I do know is that they've started taking off dramatically, because there's nothing covering them up, and that will be another video showing you guys that as well. But don't use topsoil at all. use regular planting soil, whatever you want to use. Preferably try to go for something that has very little chemicals in it or none at all. And basically you want to mix cow manure, nice planting soil that's meant for fruit, meant for vegetables. Always look at your always look at your store wherever you're buying your flour. Jeez, I've had a long day today. I can't even think, and I'm trying to shoot a video. Yeah, I know, she says to me. Always look at what type of soil you're using. Make sure it shows tomatoes on the bag, because it's triggered towards that stuff. And then look at what's actually in it. And the other thing too is you want to use your own homemade compost. And there's a little ratio that we're going to go over for that. But stay away from topsoil. If you're new to growing or you want to get into growing, definitely, like I said, subscribe, share with your friends and family, like the video, comment below. I'll answer anybody's questions as quick as I can. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Wednesday. Get out there and grow something. This is Mike over here at Growtopia.